Mask1 here. Today I'm bringing you another paper mache video. In this episode I will be trying to make Mariska Hargitay's Olivia Benson from Law and Order Special Victims Unit. A few weeks ago when I did the Yuri figurine, I was really keen to see if I could push it further. And in the past I've only ever done stylized characters. So I thought it'd be really fun to try and do an actual realistic human sculpt. I'm not expecting it to be perfect, obviously, because you're not going to get anything perfect on your first try. I mean, like, it comes down to a lot, it will come down to experience and all that, but yeah, I figured if you are going to practice something, you need to start somewhere, right? So I just start off with this ball of paper mache, which is going to form the head of the character. And I then start off with the brow. My tactic is to go over-exaggerated at first, and then you can dial it back. So I start off by just doing the brow in place. I just make like this tapered tube of paper mache, and then I just blend it into place along the line where the brow is going to be. Like, a lot of the positioning and stuff will change with other elements of the anatomy, but it's kind of important just to get the big forms on there as quickly as possible. So I just add in some form for the nose of the character by just blending in this like triangle of clay, and then I start to define some of the outlines and stuff using this tool by just like pinching it in, that sort of thing. I build out the muscle around the cheek bones and stuff by just like adding on these like masses of paper mache, blending it out, just building up where the like masses of tissue are in facial structures. Yeah, I just do this on both sides, and I just blend it out as best I can by just like dipping my finger in the paper mache and just rubbing it over this generally smooth stuff out pretty effectively. I add in the top lip for the character. I end up redoing this later, but it helps just to get the form in place, sort of thing. So I just put in a place structure where the top lip will be. I'll then add in the chin. I do this before the bottom lip because obviously the bottom lip goes over the chin, it's more 3D. Yeah, a lot of this mass will, like, a lot of the structure will be redone later, especially when I'm trying to fit it closer to the, like, to looking like Olivia Benson, but for now, I'm just trying to get rough shapes in place. So here I add in the bottom lip, and I just carefully add the, like, start shaping things out. I used a, like, cocktail stick to start adding more details and adjusting things and adding, like, trying to just make the structures clearer and stuff. It's really just useful to have something like just thin that you can work with for this sort of thing. And a toothpick does this job nicely. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be using for this. So yeah, I just keep going over everything, sharpening any details. Some of these, like, the amount of time you spend making tiny tweaks, it amounts to hours, but yeah. I add in like a structure for the eyeball by like basically just adding in a sphere of paper mache. I do indent it slightly first, so it does sit back slightly. Because obviously your eyeballs sit in your head, not on your head. But yeah, then I start building out the mass around the eyes to help these blend in more. And yeah, I just add like paper mache below and above the eyes and just blend it in place to try and form the masses or like around the eyes. I then add in ears. Well, I add in this ear first, and I just basically do the teardrop in the shape of paper mache and blend it in. A lot of this isn't visible in the end, but at this point I didn't know where the hair would be. So it's best to get this in place, and also having these things in place helps you visualize where other parts of the anatomy should be, like whether if the ears are above or below like certain places, like you know where the ears should be relative to the brow and other things. So yeah, So adding in mask above the eyes, her eyelid and stuff. And yeah, just blend that out. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Just add it in and then use the cocktail stick to blend it out. And yeah, I further accentuate the area around the brow where like just overworking it has caused it to kind of fade out. I do the same on the other side. Just adding in a thin snake of paper mache and then blending it out. Yeah. A lot of the work I do just with my fingers because it's easier than using a tool. I start working on the shoulders character. I just make this kind of like oval of paper mache and just start blending it out, building up the shoulders and stuff. Yeah, I add in some mask where the neck is, and I just use the cocktail stick to blend everything together. I then add the head to this, and I just blend up from the neck into the base of the head. Obviously gravity doesn't like this, so until this dries I'm going to just prop this up. And then I start accentuating the ends of the shoulders where the shoulders go into the arms. I just accentuate these. Forms like part of the coat. And then I mesh out part of the shirt down in front. And I add the coat where it folds backwards. I don't know what that part of the coat's called. It's like where the collar goes all the way down. Yeah. I just add these. They're just triangles of paper mache. I do bring the coat all the way around, like the collar, but this won't be visible in the end because of where the hair is. So yeah. I also add in earrings. Also won't be visible. But in the image I was referencing, she was wearing them, so I was like, I may as well add these in, and if I can see them, that will be cool. I add in some thin pieces of paper, just strips of paper to start working out where the base of the hair is going to be. Yeah, I just take long strips of paper and just connect them. I lost the footage of doing the rest of the hair because of my phone running out of storage. I just added thin pieces of wool, and you'll get to see me do that later on. Here I just go over everything with glue because it just means that everything here is more solid, so I can continue to work off it more conveniently. I start building out the neck. I start just looking at imperfections and stuff where the neck was too far back, so it looked a bit weird, like her head was too far forward, so I just start building out the neck and stuff. Also start like padding out the hair because obviously long hair isn't one thin layer, so I just start padding it out and just building it up and stuff. I use a needle to start adding in details. I also use this really small pair of scissors and a pair of tweezers to start working out where more detailed things. Yeah, here I'll show you how I glued on a strand of the hair. It's just you glue it down and then put down a thin piece of wool. Getting on to painting, I just mix this orange colour and then this like tan peach colour, and I mix these together first. This is my general like Caucasian base tone that I tend to use for characters, but like because this is like a more realistic character than the stylized ones I do mute it out with a small amount of like blue because I wanted it to be a bit more muted than the bright colour I do. So here I'm working out the colour for the jacket. It's dark blue. Again, I muted it out a little bit, but yeah, this is too dark, so I just lightened it a bit by adding a bit more blue. So yeah, I just paint that on. And I do her shirt black. And here I'm working out the colour for the hair. It's brown. You can make brown by mixing any two opposite colours on the colour wheel. So here I am just going over her hair. Obviously this isn't the perfect colour, but when you once it dries and then I can start adding in more like washes and stuff like that, it will look better. So yeah, I use this pair of scissors to work out where the parting in her hair would be, and then I darken this brown and start dabbing it on in places which would be darker based on the reference images I'm looking at. So the roots and anywhere with shadows. And don't ask what was going on with the lighting there. I was probably watching some crime drama. I add details like the whites of the eyes and stuff. And I do the lips paint. Yeah, I was probably watching something with like a shootout happening or something, because like, as you can tell from me making this model, I like crime dramas, which often means a lot of guns and stuff. So yeah, sorry about the flashing. I then dot on the irises in the same brown colour I used for the hair, making things as tidy as possible. And I also do the black pupils in the eyes. I do a dark wash in places on the hair to start giving it a bit more dimension. I use dark brown thread for the eyebrows and for the eyelashes. And I just go all the way around using these, and I use a needle to get them into the place I want them to be in, and I do the bottom ones like this as well in the same way. I also do a bit of this in the hair just to make it like just add strands of thread just to add more detail, because obviously hair texture is thinner than pieces of wool. So yeah, adding some thread makes it look more like hair. So yeah, I then glue this to a cardboard base. I just find this helps to make it feel more finished. So just go all the way around, making sure this is a nice and secure bond. I cut away the excess. Yeah, and then I paint the base black. Then I go over everything with matte Mod Podge. This just makes it feel more finished. And yeah, I just go over all of this nice and there. I try and go over, like, I do this dabbing texture to make sure I don't drag any of the colour. And I tend to go over areas of the same colour at the same time, just to stop any cross-contamination taking place. It's not a huge issue if you've waited for everything to dry. This is what it looks like in the end. Obviously it's not like the perfect likeness or anything, but I think it is recognisable as Olivia Benson. So yeah, I am pretty happy with this. I want to say thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram at HannahMouseCrafts, and I'll see you next time. Bye!